You know, some horror stories don't come from movies or haunted houses, they come from real life, from people who look ordinary on the outside, but are carrying something dark inside them. One of the most disturbing true stories I've ever come across happened in Germany, in a small quiet town called Rotenburg, back in 2001. And it wasn't about ghosts, curses, or monsters. It was about a man named Armin Meiwes, who would later be called the Cannibal of Rotenburg. Armin was the kind of neighbor you wouldn't look at twice. Polite, quiet, computer technician. He lived alone in his family's farmhouse after his mother passed away. But since childhood, he'd been carrying around a secret obsession, fascinated with the idea of eating another person, consuming them forever. He believed consuming someone would mean they'd stay with him forever. It came from loneliness. His father abandoned him young, and his mother isolated him. That craving for closeness twisted into cannibalistic fantasies. When the internet came along, Armin found online forums where people openly discussed cannibalism, most just roleplayed, but Armin wasn't pretending. He posted under the name Frankie, searching for someone willing to be eaten. Most people dismissed him, but eventually, one man answered, deadly serious. His name was Bernd Brandes, an engineer from Berlin. Outwardly normal, but inside he was depressed, suicidal, and strangely willing. Unlike others who only fantasized, Bernd truly wanted this. He wanted to be eaten. So, the two men agreed to meet at Armin's farmhouse in March 2001. Imagine driving out to meet a stranger, knowing you'd never return. Bernd arrived with a small overnight bag, as if just visiting a friend. They sat together, had wine, and talked. Then, chillingly, they set up a video camera to record everything. That tape was later found by police, but it's so disturbing it's locked away forever, never publicly released. On the tape, Bernd willingly took sleeping pills and schnapps to dull the pain. Then he allowed Armin to begin mutilating him. For hours, Armin kept him alive, tending to him. At one point, he placed Bernd in a warm bath to ease his suffering. Bernd begged him to end it, and finally, Armin stabbed him in the throat, killing him. Afterward, Armin butchered the body like it was ritual. He packed flesh into his freezer, labeling it as meat. Over months, he cooked and ate pieces, seasoning them with garlic and wine. By his own account, he consumed more than 40 pounds of human flesh, and in his mind, he felt satisfied, as though he finally had the companion he'd always craved. But the hunger eventually returned. He went back to cannibal forums, looking for another volunteer. This time, someone reported him. Police traced the message and arrived at his farmhouse. Inside, they found frozen human meat in the freezer. They found the killing on video. They found chat logs where Armin and Bernd had agreed to everything. The horror was undeniable. At trial, Armin's lawyers argued it wasn't murder because Bernd had consented. He wanted to die. He wanted to be eaten. The court had never faced anything like it before. At first, he was convicted of manslaughter, given only 8 years. But outrage followed, and he was retried. Finally, he was sentenced to life in prison for murder. Even behind bars, he became a strange celebrity. He gave interviews, claimed regret, and even became vegetarian. But the truth is, the story still haunts because of what it revealed. Most monsters attack in the dark, overpowering victims. But this was two men, calmly agreeing, one asking to be eaten, and the other fulfilling it. That's what makes it unforgettable. That's the Cannibal of Rotenburg, a horror story that didn't need Stephen King, because life wrote it first. A true nightmare hiding in plain sight.
If you enjoyed the story you watched, please check out my channel. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more.